I just always
He is looking at 3-star recruits.
Live? All right, Big Meg, welcome to the Mid Show. Presented by Miller Lite. Big Cat's here.
Well, I mean, what's going on in Evanston? We're just hazing guys? We're humping guys?
Dan,
What's going on?
Frat Master Dan joins the show today.
I'm just asking.
Pledge Master Dan.
I'm just asking.
What was the worst kind of hazing that happened to you at Wisconsin? Assuming you weren't a frat.
Dude, don't try to change the topic. I'm asking what's happening in Evanston.
I'm going to explain after you answer the
question. Okay, let me hear. I never had to get naked and hump any dudes.
You never had to get naked to do anything?
No.
I had some naked hazing.
So I will say the loofah, it's not funny.
No, but...
The car wash?
The one where the guys, I think I read about it, basically all the guys soaped themselves up and stood like a foot away from each other, ass to ass, and then you had to run through it.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Those are tight splits, too. It's
not funny.
And it was offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Not funny.
Well, Danny was talking about doing that with our new intern.
That's not true.
Tom's
I was not trying
to
say something.
I'm for months just to do it.
Okay, so I actually, Dave, I'd love to hear what you have to say. All I'm going to say is I appreciate you being probably the only Northwestern alum that I've seen actually talk about this. That fucking little weasel Ravel has not tweeted for 24 hours. I have his notifications on. I've been just trying to get after him online. I might have to just call him. Like, what is going on? You have to step up and say something.
And I have been.
Yeah.
And
but you also said something that's like, well, we're probably going to get sued.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
I
didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
Everything that I have said has been like
Dave
I hate to bring up past, but like I won't speak on issues this big unless asked to.
Okay.
For instance, the BR report from a couple falls ago. I'm not going to fucking lead any business or BI rather.
Okay, all right. Got it.
Remember,
I was like, Bleacher
Report?
Report?
No, I meant BI.
We are live today.
I understand.
Do we have a dump button, Tom?
No. Okay. Anyways, I was asked to do this because they need support, and I'm like, I don't fucking know if this is untrue or anything. I sat down with people in my living room of my home, and they played for me tapes and videos of everything that went down.
Jesus.
Stuff that has not been talked about publicly until yesterday. And once it was talked about publicly by other people who have seen these, I started talking as well. Because at this point, Fitz is gone. All my friends are gone. They're all going to get fired, I'm sure.
Damn.
You're going to get subpoenaed now.
This kid...
Yeah, White Sox Dave's going to have to go in front of the fucking judge.
That'll be a great stool scenes.
You'll hold up well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I know.
I would because...
what did I just say?
Key witness.
I said you'll hold up well.
I'll hold up well.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody who's heard these would, because the kid lays out in very explicit detail what he's going to do to get fired.
Now, what
about
like the 12 other people?
People keep asking me this.
Are there 12 other people?
Okay. No, it's 11 people that confirmed what happened.
11, not 12.
It's
okay.
So
that does feel like that's a lot of people.
Okay, but listen to this is I don't know the legalities around it obviously, but let me ask a question here, and this is what I've been trying to come to grips with. So this kid comes forth. He says that he's doing this to get Fitz fired. I listened to this with my own 2 ears. Okay. Now he says he's going to use the hazing as a vehicle to do this. He doesn't care about the hazing that went on. He cares about getting Fitz fired. He's using that. So if he doesn't care about the hazing, like and I was doing the simple math. I'm like, Fitz has been there 17 years, 100 players per year, called 1,000 players he's coached. One kid has ever come forth with these issues. And he says, yeah, there was hazing going on. And but
more have come forward.
But they're just confirmed. They're like, yeah, the car wash, like that went back a decade. Like we all know about that.
Listen,
but if he doesn't care about the hazing, my question is, was there hazing? He wasn't uncomfortable.
I'll back you up in the fact they did an investigation for whatever it was, 6 months, suspended him for 2 weeks, and then like 2 days later, we're like, oh, you're actually fired. I'm more on just like I actually don't care about any of this. I'm more on the Ravel outrage. I need Ravel to tweet. I need him to tweet. I want him to tweet.
I think
they should just release that report. Why don't they just the Blackhawks did just make the report public?
That's what I cannot believe how stupid Northwestern for being smart guys. You're a smart guy. You went to Northwestern. You're a smart guy. They have this report and they're like, Fitz is suspended for 2 weeks, and we're
They
not going
dumped
to
it at
tell
like
anyone.
11 p.m. on a Friday.
And we're not going to tell anyone what's in the report. You don't think that people are going to figure it out? Like that's why this all snowballed into this.
Well, but then now the president has to be fired too.
Oh, President and AD have to be gone.
I think the whole school should be shut down.
They're definitely going to have to.
You don't want that.
Take away Darren Ravel's
his degree.
Degree.
Yep. It's not accredited. Is
No,
that
it's
the
not
old joke?
accredited.
Right.
All right. Well, more to come. I got to do some things.
but-
I also want to just say, I'm sorry that you're going through the fact that Cons is basically on maternity leave and is so bored that he's going to fight with the entire internet.
He's so annoying.
He's
the most annoying
constant.
dude on
It's
it.
constant.
He's
I don't know.
so-
I like him, but it's clear. Like once you realize, you put it into perspective that he is just sitting at home with a new baby. It all makes sense, and I actually feel a little bit of like sympathy for the fact that he's just going to fight like cannolis, fandom.
He told me that last
you know,
night.
T-shirts, wedding attire. He's just looking for anyone to pick a
Phone
fight with.
was exploding yesterday.
So, but once you put that
Worse
in
than
perspective,
it ever has.
he needs to have like a tag or something on his Twitter being like, I just had a kid, like, don't mind me, I'm just gonna fight with everyone.
Yeah, he was getting after me about Notre Dame stuff, and I'm like, all right, like on Twitter, I'm like, I'm kind of done with this, and I thought that would be it. Nope. He moves
started-
it. If you ignore him on Twitter, he moves it to text.
I could.
Yes.
In the
and he
midst
told
of
me,
all
he's like,
this
yeah, I'm just sitting here,
hazing
like,
shit,
feeding the baby.
Yeah.
I'm getting bombarded with texts, tweets, phone calls, all sorts of shit.
Do you
And
think he goes to Notre Dame
What?
if Freeman doesn't work out?
No, I think he's gonna. I don't think he would get that type of job with this. I mean, hazing a lot of people.
Much
They should
worse
put-
has
Also,
gone
let's just
on,
say
and
he
people have got-
wasn't doing a great job.
He
the
wouldn't
last
want
few
to.
years.
I don't
say
think he
fired.
gets fired if he's 11-1 instead of 1-11.
Yeah, he didn't win a game in America last
No,
year.
I think so.
Problem.
They don't because it's an academic school, and these are academic administrators.
And then what's going on with the baseball team
Phillips-
too?
Oh, that is.
Oh no.
If you said give them the death penalty, like TCU got or UNLV got or whoever, I would have been
SMU.
like, or SMU, I would have been like, fucking bombs away. Like after all the shit I heard about that, I started telling you.
Yeah, a long
months
time
and
ago.
You
months
got to
ago.
go up there and just start being like, I'm in charge now.
New
Does he go
athletic
there?
director.
Does he go to the South Side? He's got a lot of problems.
He's got a lot. You got a lot of fires you got to put out, Dave. You got a lot of fires you got to put out.
None of my organization's doing.
You are
right.
literally the "this is fine" dog. Like your whole house is burning down. And you're like, "This is fine. I'll be fine."
I don't.
Interim AD. Make him the interim AD.
Yes.
Yeah.
White Sox save for interim AD.
Yeah.
Clean that ship up.
Well, he's not White Sox. He's just lowercase Dave. Now.
Yeah,
that's
he
right.
removed it.
By the way, did you see that shirt that the guys made for you? Did they send it to you? Obvious shirts.
I sent it to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
something wasted.
Oh man, it's such a great shirt. We got it. They said we could sell it. We should sell it.
Okay.
It's
He
it
said
says
no to
wa-
me.
It says
I don't want to
wasted.
say wasted though.
It says
He had a-
wasted.
I don't like to
and
get
the
wasted.
WSD are in white, and
Yeah.
the other letters are like
Gray.
blurred in
Yeah.
gray.
Yeah.
So you have to like really be close to see that it says
like a
wasted.
3D art
So it
t-shirt,
says
yeah.
WSD. And then
He sent me another one that said wisdom, same style.
Yeah.
That I'm like, that's actually in a way funnier to
Yes.
have like the wisdom, like the White Sox Dave wisdom.
The wisdom.
All right, well, Dave, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry.
You should feel bad for me.
Yeah.
You're in the shit.
There's
You gotta
nothing
clean
in
it up.
my life that's going well.
You got to clean it up.
Yeah.
You got to go clean it up.
Now that I got you here, can we talk contract extensions for me? And if these guys want to chime in, I don't care.
Yeah, sure. What's the pitch?
5 years.
Okay.
You want a 5-year deal?
5-year deal.
That's a long
Let's
deal.
go $500,000 a year.
Okay.
But I want the
I'm taking all this,
final
Erica,
3
just so you know.
years to be player options in case someone decides to poach me for more money.
Okay.
And you
In
want to
case-
go to Ireland with Large and RA.
Yeah, actually, I
And
did.
Cons.
I'll offer you
Cons-
guys.
Cons is on
I'll
that
offer
shit.
you guys the Jersey Jerry deal that I offered him.
What's that?
Lifetime contract, $75,000 a year, never goes up, and if you have children, they also have to fulfill the lifetime contract. I think it was a 100-year contract.
A generational contract.
100-year contract. So you have job security for life.
Bobby
I don't
Bonilla.
think I could afford my house if I only made that. But
100-year contract.
I could sell and
You could have a kid.
downsize
That kid could work for Barstool
forever.
forever. We have to fulfill 100 years. So maybe 3 generations of Williams.
How long's our new lease?
Oh my God!
What if I
could you
got a couple
imagine-
bastard
imagine if
children
your
running
grand-
around out there right now as it is?
Your grandkid like running Barstool
When
Sports.
when
in
do the
future?
kids start getting paid?
When they turn 18.
16.
Oh,
16.
okay.
Yeah, 16. That's
16.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes it
Is
tough.
there any room for
15?
negotiation in the amount of money that myself and my kids would and grandkids?
No,
would-
75. 75.
Did Jerry agree?
No, he didn't.
No.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, little Jerry.
Yeah,
I don't-
little Jerry just
maybe-
working for Barstool. All right, I gotta run and tape some
All right.
stuff. I'll see you guys in a week and a half.
Is
Moving
that-
a week and a half. Yeah,
A week and a half? Perfect.
week and a
All right.
Perfect.
All right, well,
Stella Blue in Mariano's?
Yes, in Lakeview, and it's gonna be more. Yes.
More or Croc?
We got
Go-
announcements.
Stella
All right.
Blue.
Send,
Mariano.
send him the invoice for that ad.
Amazon Prime 20% off.
Send him the invoice for that ad.
I
Yeah,
will send him the
we should.
invoice. In fact, I'm going to have that drafted by my attorney, and it will be sent to his management team by the end of the
Dave,
show.
can I say something? I
Which
feel
is all
like
the same
I feel
people.
like all things considered, we've been like waffling over like, should we bring it up in the live show? Like Dave, you tend to put your foot in your mouth. Like, how is this going to go? I thought you handled yourself pretty decently there.
Should we keep talking about it?
Yeah, I do want to keep talking.
Yeah, we
about
could. Let's talk
Yeah.
about Miller Lite really fast
Okay.
now. Okay.
I do love Miller Lite.
Yes, we love
it.
Miller
I need
Lite.
a few right now.
And also, how about Miller Lite and hot dogs?
The best.
Because I got a collaboration coming up. That's why
I
Miller
saw the
Lite-
billboard.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Nope.
it's on the way to Sox Park.
Two iconic brands,
Yeah.
Miller Lite, Vienna Beef, teaming up again to bring great taste to Chicago to celebrate National Hot Dog Day throughout the month of July. Miller Lite and Vienna Beef are hosting tailgates where guests will get to enjoy cold beers and free specialty hot dogs prepared by local chefs who compete to become the hot dog champion of Chicago. The tailgates will officially kick off on July 19th at Rizzo's Beer Garden for the Cubs vs. Nationals game. Then head to Guaranteed Rate Field on July 26th when the White Sox take on the Cubs. And then comes to an end on July 28th at Impact Field with the Chicago Dogs take on the Milwaukee Milkmen. Milwaukee Milkmen's a good name.
That is.
We'll be at that White Sox Cubs game July 26th. So
Oh, God damn it, are we?
we'll be drinking some. we'll be drinking, well, you're not going for the team, Dave. You're
Yeah, I'm going for the
Going
Miller
for the
Lite,
Miller Lite and the
but-
dogs.
Yes, exactly.
And the hot dogs, of course. But we should have picked that
We should.
Chicago
You
Dogs
should
game.
go, but like we'll blindfold you and we'll just steer you around. You don't have to watch.
I'll get one of those.
Yeah.
Actually, Ace's service animal.
Can we do that? Can we have you
I can
blindfolded
strap
for
one
the
on.
whole game?
No.
Okay.
Will you paper bag yourself?
Oh, that's a good idea.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah.
That would be very funny.
The
Just
split jersey.
a sponsored Miller Lite paper bag.
Danny doesn't even understand what we're
That'd be
talking
nice.
about right now.
Split.
'cause
You're
he's
gonna wear a
talking
split jersey.
He's
Cub
me.
socks, your
Mhm.
favorite.
Yeah, you'd be half
about-
and half.
That's not what we're talking about, though.
The full schedule will be available at MillerLite.com/Vienna Beef to find where they will be. All right, we will continue on with Northwestern talk since we started with that.
Yeah.
Anything else, Dave? Really though?
No.
All right, well,
Not
what did
on,
you- what-
I-
what did
it
you- what
sounds
did you
like
say?
Fitz isn't gonna just lay down and take this. I don't think this story is anywhere near over. He's hired big time.
White Sox Dave was fully erect when he told me his
Yeah.
attorney.
Yeah, he was like the
It's-
Iran Contra guy.
Yeah.
Got Reagan off or
Give me
whoever.
a.
But like my favorite, if that's a correct term to use, but my favorite part of Fitz's statement was the last sentence is like, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to be talking about this anymore. If you want comment, you can reach out to my agent or my lawyer, Dan Webb." That's like, to me, that's a declaration of war. Just name dropping his attorney, knowing fully that everybody would know who that attorney is.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, it's like Robert Kardashian, not Jackie Childs. That's Seinfeld.
No, that's it.
Is it Jackie Childs?
Yeah.
What's his name in Seinfeld? Whatever.
Jackie Child.
No, who's he playing?
OJ's lawyer.
OJ's lawyer. OJ's lawyer.
He's dead.
Right. He cell phone use. They said
Cochran.
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny
yes.
Cochran. Thank you, Danny.
Good job, Dan. Great
And then
job.
like this guy's kind of on that pantheon
He's on
of
that level.
Yeah.
of respected attorneys. So he's going to war. And like I said, everybody's coming at me on the internet. Not the entire internet doesn't understand.
Are you
the
thinking
full-
about laying down at all, or you're still?
What I'm going to war? If, like I said, if you would have said Fitz was 1-11 last year and 3-9 the year before, whatever it was, and he should have been fired anyways, I'd have been like, you know what? Can't really argue that. In spite of what he's done for that university as a player, as a coach, as a leader of the university, like the last 2 years have been so fucking bad, and I didn't think this. I thought maybe bowl because they got the quarterback, they got the transfer from Michigan, that they would have been a bowl team, but probably not. Maybe they should have been looking elsewhere anyways, but because of how entrenched he is in the culture of Northwestern, I mean he is Northwestern. It wasn't going to happen. That said, him getting fired for this is with what I know in the general public doesn't know, to me, is complete bullshit. And it's administrators bending the knee to their student newspaper and the outrage mob over incomplete info. I don't even know if they have all the information. I would assume they do and hope they do. But it's like, even if they do, then if they have these tapes and these videos, then and they still made this decision, like, it's what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Well, and that was the thing that
what are we doing?
I think Rittenberg's still with ESPN, right?
Yeah,
Adam
he is.
Rittenberg. So he had the quote basically saying that the kid was the one who, like, he had this whole kind of devious plan.
Yes.
With an axe to grind, and it was like that came from another player on the team that was like had that recording and the kid saying it. So
and nobody's talking about that because it's buried in the story. Because what gets the engagement?
Well, I don't know. That's what I mean. Or I don't
accusations. Now, I saw the videos, I saw the Shrek list, and like I said on Pick Central this morning, I have a higher threshold for this stuff because I've been in a locker room. If you see this and you've never been in a locker room before, then you'd look at it and be like, this is fucking weird. Weird shit goes down in there.
That is true.
It's just the truth. And I looked at it, and I swear to Christ, I'm like, that looks like a healthy lot. These guys are all getting along right now. Now, like I said, I have a higher threshold. That's not my call to make, I guess. But
definitely
to go from, oh, we reviewed this entire thing, there's no proof that he knows anything. Like, it was so innocuous and mundane, like what they were doing on the videos that I saw, that there would be no reason to bring this to Fitzgerald.
Time out, though, for a second.
Yeah.
The videos that you saw, that doesn't mean that that's all the videos.
Of course,
and that's all the actions. Of course. So just because you saw some videos that you didn't think met your threshold.
Of course.
Right. So there could be more than what
there
you've
could
seen.
be more. There
yes.
absolutely could be.
Which is why they got to make that report. And that's
very public.
They should make that public. And I don't know if, because they're a private institution,
yeah, they are.
right? Yeah,
I don't know if they're bound by that.
Yeah, but could you? I don't know how the FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, works.
I
use that.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
No idea
either. But it does feel like if they, like the president and the AD, they signed their own death warrant too. Like they
released it at Friday night at 11 p.m.
Not even that. But like if you come out and you're like, hey, we're doing this 2-week suspension based on this report, and then you have this uncorroborated story leaked in your student newspaper, and then there's an internet mob, and you're like, actually, we are firing it. Well, then you don't have the judgment to be a leadership position because you had this 6-month investigation, long report by a legal team. You read through that. You did a 2-week thing in the summer, which is basically
they were on vacation.
Have a nice vacation. Yeah. So that to me is just like, well, you're right. Like you're incapable of making executive decisions because if what's in the report is
you don't think like what Dan said, like more people came out?
No, they already had everything that they came out with was already talked about in the report. Schill said himself. Schill said himself after Fitz was fired in his presser. He didn't do a presser, but in
a statement.
In his statement,
yeah.
That no new information was uncovered over the last couple of days that led to this. Like he admitted it himself. He's like, "Oh, we just did a reverse course because people are pissed off on the internet."
Right. So then it's like it's one of two things: either the report matches what was said, and you're fired. You know, everybody has to be
fired.
Right
off the bat. Sure,
everybody has to be fired. Or I'm sorry, just Fitz needs to be fired, or it doesn't. And then you better lawyer up yourself too, because yeah. So I think this is far from over.
It's far from over,
so.
And if I were Fitz, I'd be going to war too. That's you can't undo these accusations, really.
Right, like and that's your fucking name, you know. So
and everybody that has come out in support of him, from all walks of life, from the team manager, I retweeted him. He was a team manager for 5 years, or equipment manager or some shit, to Brian Peters, who had an NFL career, played under him. Like guys from all sorts of like directional relationships to the football program came out and they're like, we never saw any of this kind of shit.
Yeah.
Now, granted, locker room, like the equipment manager is not going to be in there and shit. Like obviously there's not going to be cameras or anything in there, but idiots are idiots in a locker room. And you and I were talking about this before the show started, that every single college, Division III, JUCO on up, high school too, better fucking batten up, because if that's what got a coach fired at Northwestern, at least what I saw, then there is a lot of coaches that should be fired.
Well, and that's the other thing that should be that I'd like to see in the report, because then the kid was, when he was like, hey, like when they were signaling, Fitz was like clapping over people and signaling that he's got to be on
that was the topic of conversation that I had, and that was a question I asked my people at Northwestern, and they're like, he did that because we would all do it, and he just thought that's what we did. He had no clue what he was doing. And then, but he's like, on the flip side, people can also assume that he knows, and it looks like he knows, and that's why he's doing it. But he's like, we had no idea what we were doing. He just saw us doing it, like clapping over his head, so he thought it was like, oh, that's what we do.
People are talking about this like it's what is it, A Few Good Men? Like it's a code red. Like Fitz is like signaling.
I haven't seen it forever, but
you know what I'm talking about. Like you can't handle the truth, but like he was signaling, hey, like we need some fucking kangaroo court hazing to take care of this, so we don't jump off sides. Like it doesn't. I don't know. That's why. Like with the Blackhawks thing, where I was getting so frustrated with it, was like I read through that whole report so many times, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I don't think people are reading this, but because there's nothing that would suggest in that report who knew what. So it was kind of like a whole lot of, like, it was graphic, but in terms of like who in leadership positions knew, there wasn't anything. That's why Northwestern, if you do this whole thing and that you come out of that report and it says 2-week suspension, then I'm guessing that there's not much in there, unless everybody is corrupt. And I kind of like to believe that there are more good people in the world than bad people.
I try to have that same
right.
Yeah,
and I have a hard time believing that 100 kids on the football team would see something and be like, hey, no one would be like, this is fucked up. The coaches knew it. They weren't like, this is fucked up. The AD, the president read about it and weren't like, this is fucked up. It was like, nope, everybody's just in a cover-up mode. I have a hard time. I really hope that's not true. I really hope that's not true.
That's why I was bringing up, like, past players and everything. Like, we were doing the very, very
you have to look at the
math.
world like everybody is evil. To you know, and I that's not my
Napoleonic code.
That's not my inclination.
Proven innocent.
Yeah,
and like, and everyone's coming like, oh, you're the reporter and you're gonna try to fucking out-report the best journalism school in the world. It's like, I'm not a reporter, motherfucker. Like the fucking CTA driver across the street could have this information and be saying the same. I'm not trying to report anything. I'm like actual real life, and people are like, oh, all the fucking Northwestern teams they're losers for DMing. No, that's not what it is. They're actual friends of mine that I hang out with very regularly.
Yeah.
They're like friends that will be invited to my wedding if I walk that plank. This isn't just like Barstool and Northwestern have a connection.
Anybody will they stand up or best man potential?
Yeah. No, you already got that.
Do I?
Yeah. I want to hear that.
I'd love that speech.
But like I don't want to see them losing their jobs and shit.
Yeah,
of course. But it's like I will stick up for what I do feel is right, and I think that Fitz got completely steamrolled.
Yeah, so that's something that I wouldn't say yet because
of course
you have to know there needs to be more information.
And I want to make this very clear: if this whole process, once it plays out, if I was wrong on everything, I will fucking hand up on the internet and let you throw internet tomatoes at me, the whole world. But at this point, I truly, like, based on what I've heard, like with my own ears, not like what I was told.
What would prove to you, like, what would significantly change if you found out?
Shit that, like, my guys were holding back from me, that, I guess.
Okay.
But in the end, I heard what the kid said about he went into detail. He's like, all right, I am going to bring this up. I'm going to bring up hazing to administration and all that. Like he was outlining bullet point after bullet in like a playbook.
Like a premeditated
with
a goal in mind to take him down.
He said, paraphrased, allegedly, I don't know, 4 days after the original article comes out, I'm going to give more quotes or something like that, and refan the flames and add to this story. It is fucking sinister, man. It's sinister. And then he calls and leaves a voicemail on the same players in his voicemail, and it says, dude, this is all working, because he thought he could confide in this player, which obviously he couldn't, because that player came out with quotes of his own to ESPN, and he's like, this is working so according to plan, like shit like that. It's like he's not making a stance against anti-hazing or social progress or anything.
You're saying he's just anti-Fitz.
He's anti-Fitz.
Yeah.
And he admits as much on the fucking those tapes that I've heard.
Yeah, but again, is he anti-Fitz because of something football or personally related, or is he anti-Fitz because he thinks the program targeted him? You know, that's to be. I feel like to be determined.
TBD. I mean, now that lawyers are involved, I'm sure.
Update: Darren Rovell has tweeted.
Ooh,
sad period.
Big Cat got to him.
He should be mad.
That's what he tweeted. Sad. I mean, I think it's reasonable to be sad as well.
I'm not sad. I'm mad.
That's a real.
I am sad
emotion.
that I
mean, dude, it's sad. It's 17 years of a program is
no.
Just flush.
More than that.
30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably close to 30 because as a recruit and everything.
Yeah.
When he was, but yeah, he's a
lifetime,
he's a
dude.
lifer.
He's a
lifer. His son's a freshman there.
Yeah.
Like you know that his. I mean, you don't know this, but I would assume Fitz, like, you know, he led this story 11, 12, and 1, whatever they were, Rose Bowl team in '96. You know, youngest head coach in college football when Randy Walker died. He was 31 years old, named the head coach of a Big Ten team. You know, brings them up to become a relevant program that went to 2 Big Ten championships in 3 years. And, like, then his son grows up. His son aces the ACT, you know, and he has a chance to coach his son. Like, I feel for him on that, you know. You know that his dream was to coach his son at Northwestern. And that was ripped from him because of one fucking kid. Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
but that's what you got to understand too, though, Dave. Maybe it's not fully the woke mob. People are just believing, you know, with this person's story, and they're like, "Oh, wow, this is horrible."
Is there any part of you that, like, I don't like this thing where it's like, oh, we just believe people that say anything. You know, like that. I think that's a dangerous way to go through.
And it's a dangerous comment that you just made, according to some people.
Oh,
you know? Like
that's
just
very
kind of like,
right.
yeah.
But like, I think that we have a principle, and that is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, and that if that report, which is under lock and key to my knowledge, says he's guilty, then fucking fire him. But until then, it's just like we have, you know, he said, she said, and you're gonna
act on that.
Yeah, that seems a little flimsy to me. I would like to have, at this point, I would like to have been able to read that investigation.
Yeah,
but
I would love to show you guys these videos. Maybe I can. I don't know. Someday, maybe this weekend or I don't know. Yeah. But I'll end on this. I like, someone's got to put a stop to this insanity. I mean, a top university in the world, not the state, not the country, the world. I didn't say the top, I said a top. Bent the knee to their student newspaper.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about here? Someone fucking put an end to this madness where
unless they're right, and that's like
even everybody's patting them on the back, and I don't know the first thing about journalism, okay, but I do know that was one-sided story because they didn't, like, how many people do you think the Daily Northwestern interviewed that was like, this shit is completely fabricated, fuck this, that was in that story?
Yeah, because
all of those people started piping up as soon as the story came out.
Mm-hmm.
Why weren't they in the original story? Why wasn't both sides presented?
I don't know if you need necessarily both sides, but you
it was presented as leading, though.
But like you typically need what, like, I'm gonna get a second and a third source to run with something. Like, isn't that kind of like the standard?
But that goes back to my original thing. So they had like the Shrek list, okay? Just
that's kind of like. But sidebar, like the fact that it's you, Northwestern, and Shrek is just,
I knew that was going to come
fucking
up too.
Perfect, yeah.
But like, people, corroborating that existed doesn't mean that they thought anything malicious of it.
Right.
It's just like, oh yeah, we knew. Like, yeah, what?
Yeah. Why do you need the report?
Yeah, I
hope it goes to real court. That's what I hope. So then everything's public.
I mean, I'm assuming Fitz is lawyering up. He's going to sue the university.
Yeah, but
so there's going to be a discovery process and everything, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
But they could just settle, so then nothing gets out. He could, but
what a disaster! Dude.
Yeah.
Knowing Fitz like I think I do, which if you watch him in a lot of his press, like pre and post, he is very stubborn. Very stubborn. Not in a bad or good way, just who he is. He's very stubborn. I'd be very surprised if he settles because I don't think it's about money for him. It's his reputation. So unless it's like an astronomical amount that he shouldn't get, and it's like, you're going to give me that?
What's left on his deal? Like 50-something mil? I saw like 57 mil or something like that.
He had 5 years left, I think.
Yeah.
So he got fired for cause, which means there's voided.
So that's the big dispute right now.
Well, they decided not to fucking fire him after originally, you know?
Yeah.
So they thought that 2 weeks was worthy, then go to oh, you're fired? I do think he will be coaching come January, though. Once the season ends in the playoffs
Go
and
get a new
shit.
job.
I don't think that's enough time.
I would be very surprised.
We'll see.
I could be wrong. That's just speculation, obviously.
But like think of everything
I
that
hope
he
to
has
God
to do
these
between
fucking
now and
tapes
January.
and recordings and everything come out. I really do, because everybody with a brain will completely change your narrative to like, oh, Fitz knew, like Joe Pa knew, to that's what you're fucking talking about. That
Yeah, we'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see.
So that's it, Ed.
Thanks, Dave. All right, there's Dave's opinion on the whole matter.
Interim AD Dave.
Yeah.
Interim AD Dave, yes.
Yeah.
Can you pull up Spinning Backfist, the tweet that they just fired out? There's a picture of Adesanya, Volkanovski, and Zuckerberg training. Zuckerberg looks fucking good.
Does he?
Yes, like very good. Oh shit. Yeah. Is our thing working today? No. Doesn't look like it's working. But it's just not going through. It's up. We're live. Oh, it's so the people could see it. All right.
Okay.
So White Sox, Dave can't. What are you looking up?
Donnie
Dave?
does text me.
Sounds relevant. But he looks.
Oh yeah, he's fucking yoked.
Yeah. He's
He's
one
got
of the
pecs and abs and shit.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
What did Donnie does say to you?
He asked me if this is a good location to move into. I said yes.
Okay, good.
You want to dox him?
No.
Okay.
Because that would be technically doxing me.
Oh,
neighbor.
Dave.
Is it your second bedroom?
And the Wonton Don at the dog park. That'll be nice, right, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else we got to get to, Dave? Are you good? Are you settled in? I feel like you're not settled in.
Would you like to speak about the White Sox and how much I hate them?
No,
We can
I
save
feel
that
like
for
you've already
Thursday.
let off enough steam. We could worry about
This
that
isn't
another day.
steam about a sports
This
team,
is
though.
like he's like a steam engine though.
This is
Yeah.
a different steam, Ed.
I mean, what a difference from honky tonk Dave to.
I know.
Do you feel any part of responsibility because you honky tonk too hard and that's why this is happening?
I do. I got in the vicinity of Pete Skoranek, so
Skowronek.
or not Ben Skoranek, Skoronsky.
Yeah, he's coming on Thursday with Will Levis.
Yeah.
So you think that's why?
It might be just my fault. My stink rubbed off on him, which you
There's a
know.
lot of stink.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stink. Anything else from that? Oh, we never talked about beating Bedard.
Oh yeah. We didn't? Are
no,
you sure?
No, I don't think we
No,
did.
because we didn't have shows.
That happened
last
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Our boy.
Wild scenario.
Yeah. So we were not supposed to be at that party.
So get into that. Then.
So we were invited to the Blackhawks had this like fan party at like a block off of Broadway immediately after the first round, and it was like this 2-level thing with like a stage, and then there was like a VIP section upstairs. So we were allowed into that VIP section, and I get a text from a member of the organization being like, "Hey, come to the left of the stage right now." And I was like, I don't know what that means exactly, because it's like, is it when you're facing the stage or if you're on the stage from where we were? But I just see these two like employee-looking guys, these suits. As soon as I read the text, they started walking down these stairs, So I'm like, oh, let's just follow them. They got to be going to the same place. And I show like the security guard at the door the text from the guy. And he's like, okay, like, and just walk right in. And when we get in there, it is Jamie Faulkner, the president of the team. Danny Wirtz was like on his way, but the owner of the team, their families, Connor Bedard's family and friends. There was like 30 people in there, Oliver Moore.
I'd say less.
Maybe less than,
way 15.
less.
Yeah, it was just some like little private room, like looks like it was maybe like a
like
restaurant kitchen or something like that.
Like a bar.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a bar. It was like
a green room
it was like
for
the
the
back
stage.
end. Yeah, and then us, and we just kind of barged our way in there, and then that's where we took the picture of Eddie and I with our new
Chief.
guy Bedard.
So Dave had left. Dave was honky tonk
He
out
had,
by that
yeah,
point.
his gas tank was empty.
Yeah, I ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
So Dave just
Well,
Dave dipped
on
about
that
10
on
minutes
that
before
note,
the picture.
like I talked to him for a bit. I didn't know we were just headhunting for a picture. Otherwise, I would have stayed. I'm like, all right.
I don't think we were headhunting.
We weren't headhunting
yeah.
at all, but we're just like, oh,
The opportunity presented
let's
itself.
just say what's up, whatever.
I did notice how
Chief
shy
was,
he was.
Chief was very scared to ask.
Well, because I knew we weren't supposed to be there. Like
Yeah.
as soon as I connected with the guy who sent the text, and he was like, you could tell that he was like, oh, like that's not what I meant. Like he wanted us to like go to like the left of the stage to like for some presentation that they were doing to see it, and but nope, we were just in the bowels with like basically everybody who runs the organization.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
It was pretty bizarre.
yeah.
But
I made Ed laugh, and I thought I was going to piss him off with my comment to Bedard. Do you remember it?
No, I don't think
I don't remember that either.
You weren't there. Ryan wasn't there. Ed and I walk up to him, and I'm like, hey, congrats, man. Like, welcome to Chicago, everything. I'm like, you're going to be great. You're going to love the city. I'm like, fans are going to love you. Just don't suck because then we'll hate you.
yeah. No, I remember a different part. White Sox Dave bumped me and spilled my drink.
I
And-
did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I fucking
Yes,
didn't.
you did.
And Danny or someone. No, Ryan.
It was me.
There was no contact made between you and us.
Oh, there was contact made, but it was hard to tell who initiated it. And from
He
my
initiated
angle,
it if there was any. I didn't move. I
From
didn't
my
even.
All right, if
angle.
you don't remember that there was contact made, it was clearly him.
I
How do you
That's-
not?
Ed,
Yes.
I didn't move an inch.
Dave,
Not one inch.
I don't have the shakes. I didn't just spill my drink.
yeah, I think somebody.
I didn't
you
move
were-
an inch.
You were
All of a
walking,
sudden-
you were walking. The way I remember it is that you were walking with your drink and you turned.
Yeah, it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, it
like
was
you
just-
just turned backwards. And you
I don't
turned,
think I
like,
turned it all
You
because
opened
You
towards
did.
me, and then you spilled my
Ed-
drink. And so we're like in the back. There's like literally 10 people of us, and we're like arguing over a spilled seltzer. We're like,
We're like,
dude,
how do we get these
yeah,
guys
we're
out
like
of
we're
here?
like we're the biggest idiots in
Yeah.
the world. Like
Yeah.
we're morons.
Did I tell you about the part with Bedard's mom?
Oh no, you did, but tell
Okay.
the people.
So I was sitting there and I was chatting with Danny Wirtz, and he and I are friendly. Like we used to live in the same neighborhood. We'd see each other. Like I'd be walking the dog, whatever. And so I was talking, and this woman came up, and she's like, "I recognize you," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, like I'm Ryan. Like nice to meet you." She's like, "So many people send me your face," and like I think that's literally what she said, your face, and like things like videos I've done about like Bedard or whatever, and she's like, I'm like, oh, like, hi, I'm Ryan. She goes, oh, I'm Connor's mom. like introduce yourself. I'm like, oh, well, he seems like such a nice boy, and like we met him earlier, and like congratulations and all that. And she's like, okay, great. And then she just like kind of walked away, and Danny was just like, I guess you're on her radar.
No, well, you didn't say the best part.
What was the best part?
She knew that people would send you his face because you would always call him.
Our beautiful boy.
Our
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
boy.
Yeah,
Baby boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I don't think people know that's like a little hat tip to Don Cherry.
Mm-hmm.
So Don Cherry used to like, he'd have like these, like they'd always like feature like service members and things like that, or like these hockey players like, oh, look at this beautiful boy. And this old guy like just talking about like these beautiful Canadian boys. So it always just was so awkward that it made me laugh that I kind of adopted it. So I've been saying that about first round picks, I think since Yokoharu back in like 17. So yeah, she was like, oh, and she was like, yeah, he's our beautiful baby boy. And I was like, yeah, like he's our beautiful baby boy, Mrs. Bedard. Yeah.
Chief's gonna be having family dinners with them.
He might,
Yeah.
but it needs to be.
Mom's
stated,
always loved me.
needs to be stated. Like my biggest takeaway is he is a baby.
oh
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
I could not believe like how
you see it on TV and you're like, yeah, he's a kid, and
Yeah,
then you
but-
see him fucking foot away, and you're like, holy shit, we are
Yeah.
old and he is young.
yes.
Yeah. No. Oh, I got another little story
He's
about
a kid. He turns 18 in like a week.
sometime in July. Yeah. Speaking of like hockey players making you feel old, so when I was up in Minnesota, and it was a great trip. The Minnesota Wild put on this charity game and concert, and Mark Roberge of OAR called everybody who played in the game up on stage. So there was like 4 or 5 guys from Minnesota Wild on the game, and we were talking with Matt Boldy. Matt Boldy is a stud for the Wild. He was a first-round pick. He just signed an extension for I think 40 something, maybe $50 million, and we were like trying to make plans for after the game. And he's like, well, we could go to Cowboy Jack's, but it's just a bunch of people my age. Like, look at me in Feidelberg. Like, you guys are way too old to be hanging. And I was like, oh, fuck. I thought I could hang a little bit. I just honky tonked in Nashville for a while. Like, maybe I could. I look like he was like, hey, I'm here, and I brought my uncles along. That's kind of like that was the vibe I got from him. But I was like, fuck.
How old are you again?
I'm 37. Boldy, I think, is 22 or 23. So it was tough.
Why'd you have to do that, Dave?
You know his age.
Yeah.
So you know his age.
Do you want to take your hat off and go hair for hair?
Uh-oh. Got punched.
Well, he just got a haircut.
Yeah, it looks great right now.
Yeah.
3 days? Is this day 1, 2, or 3?
It's like hour 12.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow. Okay.
I'll take the hat off.
That's what I
man.
said
That's
to
what
him
he
at the beginning of
says.
the day. Yeah. If you only have 3 good days a
I
year.
had styled it. Now I got a hat.
You got 3 good hair days
I got it
A
at
haircut.
6 p.m. last night.
for a haircut.
Yeah.
Hey, win a Luke Bryan signed guitar, courtesy of ChevyDriveChicago.com. Obviously, it's a summer of country music.
Yep.
There's a ton of concerts.
This is the weekend of country music.
Yes, it is. There's a ton of concerts in and out of Chicago. And few things pair better than Chevy and country music. So, like I just said, your local Chevy dealers want to give you a chance to enter to win a signed guitar by Luke Bryan. It's easy to enter. Just head to ChevyDriveChicago.com. And while you're there, check out the latest SUV and Silverado lineup at your local Chevy dealer. I mean, White Sox Dave, if you were honky-tonking and you had a signed Luke Bryan guitar over your shoulder when you walked in those bars on Broadway, I feel like you would have been the star of the show.
I almost thought about bringing my guitar down there.
I don't know why you didn't.
Well,
Why didn't you should have brought the mitts?
Should we go back?
Yeah, why didn't you bring the mitts?
we can go back.
So yeah, it's easy. Like I said, ChevyDriveChicago.com, and try to win a Luke Bryan guitar, and check out that SUV and Silverado lineup while you are there.
I have a complaint to file.
With who?
Them, whoever,
Nashville.
everybody,
The world?
just they.
Yeah, file it.
Chief was playing a video in the office today without my
Oh
consent.
my God! Touch them all, Dave. Touch them all
Touch
today.
them all.
What video were you watching?
I thought he would enjoy it. It was a video of Dave Portnoy. But
Okay. I do love how I just have to bring this up. You guys have never been more wrong about anything. I'm getting so much feedback and so much support, so many people behind me being like, you were in a room full of morons. Disney adults are weirdos.
no one said they weren't weirdos.
It's a bad fan base.
But it's like they're not in your face about it.
I never experienced it. I'm sure they're complete and total weirdos. I'm sure they stink out loud. But it's like
I know you have your head in a hole often. That's hard for me to believe that you don't know.
Where do you
I
see
know
it?
that they exist. I know that they're weird people, but they're not like it's not like dealing with like the Swifties on the internet, or dealing with SEC football fans. It's just not.
I had Jordan Berry on my podcast. She worked for Disney. She was Chip or Dale.
Yeah,
I
I
forget
know.
which one.
Yeah,
And
Chip.
the Disney, she was Chip.
Yeah.
Thank you, Danny. And she was like, the Disney crowd came for her because of some, I don't know what exactly.
Oh, on
she
the
said.
internet?
Yeah.
I go with Disney fans.
Disney, huh?
Disney fans. Disney, like the Disney adults.
I think those people that you're talking about are weird. I don't think there's a lot of them. I don't think they really bother anybody. I just think they're a little weird.
But is that even a fan base? Like, are they rooting for something or just douchebags?
They're rooting for the mouse. Or we got the Mickey ears. They're walking around.
those people would be doing the same thing.
If there was one pair of fucking ears left, they would buy it and not give it to the kid.
It's
They
like
would.
when you say a fan base, like when you name
would.
one,
They
you
are
can almost see the
essentially foul ball guys.
Yeah. When you say MAGA, people are like just thinking.
They are
of
foul
the
ball
fan
guy in a
base.
sense.
Like, you're just
You don't like
judging
foul
some
ball guy?
douchey dude who
He's a nice guy.
Seriously, that's not a fan.
I had him on the pod before too. He's a nice guy.
I've heard nothing but nice things about him.
He
He
Except
keeps
when
to
he's
himself.
elbowing children.
Well,
yeah, but you can't do that.
No, you can't.
You can't not give.
This feels like it's in the same sphere as tall bikes. Like
Oh, I think tall bikes is weirder. I think
But
that was like a more outlandish.
Right,
pick.
in terms of annoying, but also a little outlandish of a pick.
There's way more Disney fans than there are tall bike
Adults.
people.
We have to.
Disney adults.
We're all
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
fans.
When's the last time you seen a tall bike, Ed?
Every day.
Every day.
It's a big Northwest Side thing.
Every day.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
I see him on Twitter every day.
Oh, that counts. Yeah.
Thank you.
How come you didn't draft them? Tall bike fans.
No, they're not. They're just douchebags. They're better for that.
Dave, how many Yankee fans do you interact with outside of Twitter?
Here we go.
Thank you.
One every day.
Our New York.
Yeah, live and let live. If they want to be greasy scumbags, live and let live. What's wrong with Yankee fans being greasy scumbags, so to speak? Your words.
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
If they shut up,
Everything. They're an awful fan base.
Live and let live. So that's what you said about tall bikes.
Because they're not they're not aggressively going after people.
It's like a look at me thing, though.
It is. It's a look. It's a
huge look at me.
Yeah,
but like I forget about it immediately. Like Yankees fans, they're like little fucking. They're a virus that goes from host body to host body.
He lives in a baseball
until
world,
all the natural resources are consumed, and then it just goes off into the next one. It's like
on Twitter.
It's like the coronavirus.
Yeah, how many face-to-face showdowns have you had with a Yankee fan?
I've been to Yankee Stadium.
I
My
understand
dad
that.
in 2005. I'm gonna tell you a story.
He's told that story. The Aaron Rowan story.
Yeah, the Aaron Rowan story. My dad got into it with Yankee fans. This is a long-standing rivalry between me and Yankee fans.
All right, continue.
Yankee fans, and obviously there's good and bad at every fan base on earth, and I'm speaking for dramatic effect usually. But the stereotypical Yankee fan, just like there's stereotypical Cubs fans, White Sox fans, it doesn't matter to fan base. The stereotypical Yankee fan is the worst of the worst. It is absolutely, and at least in baseball, which I deal with more.
I feel like you hated Red Sox fans more for
a while.
There was a minute there. That was like the lead up to the Chris Sale trade. I feel
it was.
Like. Yeah.
No, it was because Carabas.
Yeah. You hated Carabas.
This is what originally it was. It was Carabas. I didn't hate Carabas. I thought Carabas' baseball opinion stunk a lot of the time. But I'm like, Jose Quintana for that Swindon, Blake Swihart, the catcher, who was like a top 20 prospect.
Yeah.
Someone else, and then like two others, sweeteners, And Red Sox fans are like, are you fucking kidding? Jose Quintana? Like, I'm like, dude, I promise you I'm right. And in the end, I was right because he did get that mega package. Just Eloy hasn't completely planned out. Cease was a top 2. Cy Young.
Oh yeah. No, I was confused for a second.
But so I was right. It was just different team, different players. But the strength of the package was correct. And then after that, it died down a little bit. Red Sox fans and I hated each other for a while, and then we became kind of allies when Yankees fans and I started really going at it.
Makes me sad that the juice just isn't there as much when it comes to all this anymore.
It isn't. It could have been real fun, Ed.
Yeah.
It could have been real fun.
Sucks.
I was excited to be the fucking White Sox fan that the entire internet hated from every other fan base.
Yeah.
But nope, I'm just
still
a loser.
that.
Nah, not really.
What are you going to do?
I don't even fucking talk about them. I made this a point to say, I won't talk about the White Sox if I don't have anything nice to say. So if you watch me, I watch every game still, just about.
Did you watch the Derby last night?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, Robert.
I mean, it's a Monday. What else am I going to do?
Three things you could look back on that you are not embarrassed about, but you're like, man, I was so wrong.
Oh,
what are they?
We were so hoodwinked as a fan base, Ed.
Yeah, I think we might
should have known.
We might as well get into this. This is like the.
We can save this for Thursday.
No, but this is like your psychology session right
now.
We started with 35 minutes. We might
doing some Freudian shit.
Might as well do the full show on it. There's no reason not to. I think of the Rick Hahn gif that you shared quite frequently Hahn did it again, and he would walk out as a WWE one.
Yeah.
I think about that. He did it again. I think about the day the Rebuild died party.
What about the? We had the live show at the Jewel. He's coming to the South Side, man.
Yeah,
he's coming to the South Side, man.
But none of that was crazy.
No, but you said the things that you got wrong and you were hoodwinked on.
Yeah,
that was when it was Bryce Harper and he's coming to the South Side, man. Like that to me was like the most all in you were, like with anything. Like you were like, we're gonna spend. We got this core coming, and then we're gonna win for a decade. Like that's where your head was at that point.
That's where it was, and that's where all signs pointed.
Yeah.
To the White Sox actually going until they decided that, to put it into very simple layman's terms, it's better for an organization financially to lose than to win, unless you win it all in perennial playoff, because your payroll is going to be lower, cost of operation going to be lower. It's backwards. You're not incentivized to win like you should be, and. Like that team was making and there's people on the internet, burner accounts, who I say burner accounts because they don't show their faces, but with having conversations with these people, and White Sox fans all know who they are.
Can you find the GIF?
They definitely have ties to the financial outlook of the White Sox, and they say that
it's not that
the White Sox made all their money during the rebuild, and then it all got wiped out because of the pandemic in 2020. And so it's like everything just went wrong.
It's like Han did it again.
But
that's not the whole thing. It's not McGregor.
Weren't you like getting DCMA'd for that? Didn't you have like a rap song behind it too? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
No.
Okay.
Han did it again.
Yeah.
If you just look up Barcelona WSD, Han did it again.
Yeah, don't put Rick.
He did it again. Fuck.
No, go to videos.
There we go. This was it.
Yeah, this is the
This was it. Yeah.
It was a great gift.
It
was a great
nothing
gift.
Dave loved more these last 5 years than this gif.
Damn, this
The
makes me sad
Vince
for
McMahon.
Dave.
Han did it again. Han did it again.
I feel like you might just have to do the Ravel sad tweet now.
You got to reverse it. You got to put it in
right.
reverse now.
Like
the
him
LeVar,
getting tomatoes thrown at him or something. When he did
Yeah.
something bad, Han did it again.
Exactly.
The old Game of Thrones shame gif.
Yeah, I
Walking
mean,
naked through the
it
streets.
sucks. Han's a good guy. I like him, but just didn't.
I think he got hoodwinked too, but
I agree.
At the same time,
I've
he did
been
have a
long on that
$180
train.
million budget to work with, which isn't nothing compared to the rest of the division, and he didn't do anything good with it. So
Fact.
it's like they got a clean house. Northwestern's got a clean house. I got nothing to root for in the next 5 years.
That's bad. Things are bad.
Do you want to be a Hawks guy?
I'll jump on the Hawks bandwagon, of course.
You
but
know,
like I don't have that emotional, like indebted. Like when
as
White
if.
Sox, it's different right now because I just have, with both organizations, have grown to the point of complete and total apathy, which I think is the worst part or the worst emotion to have. I don't know if that is even, it's the opposite of emotion.
Yeah.
But the worst thing to be as a sports fan.
Feeling.
I used to not be able to watch baseball tonight, post game, anything if the Sox lost. It was like I'd be so angry. Same with Northwestern. Like, of course, we got the Bears and things are looking up for them, but it's Northwestern football and the White Sox baseball are my two, like, those run me, and they are just in dire straits right now, both of them.
Sucks.
Worse as it's ever been, probably.
Oh, but there's not
at the same time.
It's not even close.
You know what I'm upset about? We could tell you this now. Opening day, me, Chief, and Danny tried to go. We bought 3 pink hats, and we were just going to show up and sit next to you. but we never did.
That would have pissed me off.
I know.
Yeah.
That's exactly the point. So
Yeah.
we legit, I still had the pink hats.
Yeah.
You guys thought otherwise because I would have thrown a fucking shit
No,
fit.
I think
We-
we had like a
we-
parking issue.
We
right?
showed up, and it started to rain.
Yeah.
And there was no parking. They said we had to go park at McCormick Place.
Right.
And we're like,
And take a
what the
shuttle
fuck?
over,
And then
yeah.
it, like, literally before we could blink, it was like they were down like 7-0 to the Giants. or
Oh yeah,
something.
yeah. That's what it
And
was.
so,
Yeah, Colts
like-
gave up like 5 first innings.
So we're
games. I
like,
was
damn. We're like, you know what? It's still funny if we do it in a month. Like, we'll just show up. We'll do another
Season
game.
was over by
the
then.
season we blinked and they were fucking 10
Yeah.
games under. So our joke is dead. And now we have 3 pink hats if anyone's in the market.
I'll have to release the footage of the car right
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
That would
That
have
would have been
been
a fun day.
I thought.
Yeah,
you'd
and then
be
you
so
guys
mad.
would have bitched at me for bitching about you for fucking with me in my what's supposed to be my home.
That's a
That was
sacred
also the drunk Eddie day that he professes love for you.
Was that the same day?
Same day.
No.
No, it wasn't. It couldn't
No,
have
because
been.
we went to the Cubs game that morning.
Oh yeah.
Because I was with you guys that day.
That
too.
same week. But like I remember you being like you were trying to call him. That was the video. Like, why is he calling me on opening day? Were they opened on the road then? Maybe. Was that it? The White Sox?
They did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it was. We went to Cubs home opener and then
Attempt to go to Sox home opener.
yeah.
Yes, that would have been a double duper.
Yep. Would have been great.
Damn. That.
Just think of all the content you could have got of me just wanting to fist fight all of you.
While we're wearing pink hats.
You would have been so mad.
This is what I would do if I were to fight the three of you 3-on-1. First of all, I would just look at Danny and start laughing and be like, all right, it's actually 2-on-1. Get out of here.
That's how you get smoked real quick.
Danny, your wrist would shatter into a million pieces if you
Danny
tried to throw a
lifts,
punch
If I hit that
my
stomach,
thick
maybe.
skull.
Danny lifts.
Yeah, dude.
This guy's FFC squad.
I haven't lifted a weight in 5. When did we do that little workout thing that we did? 5 years ago?
Something like that.
5 years?
What was that?
Dave had I don't know. We did like a circuit training thing.
On camera?
No.
Oh.
No.
You want to hear something, Ed?
Yeah, I do.
Post-marathon Dave days, I was making a lot of money at Echo, but I was paying rent with
How
a
much we
roommate
talking?
still. I was making well into 6 figures, but my total living costs for my apartment were about $850 total a month. So
Total, even with utilities and
utilities and everything. It was $1,300 for rent divided by 2, so an extra $200 or
You're
so.
like clearing fucking $500 in the hang up every weekend.
It was awesome. Commission checks, $8-9 grand for a minute. I told you about that.
Yeah.
And now I was coming in and I was like, I don't have any fucking. So I got a personal trainer for $1,500 a month. Personal trainer, like not group training, personal trainer.
There's just one-on-one.
Just one-on-one.
No.
And he would give me all these like little free guest pass cards all the time for the gym. It was the one in the Groupon building, and so I'd bring him, and that's when we were, I think, both in the. I would say I was in the best shape of my life. I'm not going to speak for you, but I was in the best shape of my
This
life.
is post or pre-marathon?
Just after.
Oh,
Yeah,
just
that
after?
was probably 2018. That was when
Yeah.
that was the last time I was in good shape.
You look like Zuckerberg.
2017, 2018,
Yeah,
probably.
it's
So you
not
look-
the best shape of my life, but it's the best shape I've been in the last 10 years.
You look like Zuckerberg.
But I was like getting after it.
So go back to what you would just look at Danny and laugh.
So on that note, I haven't touched a
Good
weight
thing you've
since
been
then.
training for marathon because you've been running away, boy.
That personal train obviously didn't last.
Would you?
I stopped doing it.
Would you
But,
fight Danny at Rough and Rowdy?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not? You have it here. Dave, back down for me and rough
We
and
can
rowdy.
throw on boxing gloves and box in front of the camera. Why don't we just do that?
Because I'd rather do it for money.
Would you fight him?
Yeah.
We can do it for
No,
money.
you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
We can do it for money.
For rough and rowdy. Not.
So every time I say we can do it for money, then you move another goalpost.
We're
I
not
said
just gonna
rough and
give
rowdy.
you,
I didn't
we're
move
not
a goalpost. That's what I originally
We're not
said.
just gonna give you gloves and go in the alley like
Yeah.
bum fights. Like
We
Why not?
have our own boxing show. Might as well.
I'm already on record. I'm not doing rough and rowdy unless it's for Smitty.
What if we do a White Sox Dave challenge? The first one who could connect.
Okay.
Yeah, fine, deal.
Fine.
What
I'm
does
a little
connect mean
concerned
though?
about
Like
this.
wobble
I
someone?
don't-
Get the lawyers on the
This
phone
might
first.
not be a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm in.
No, it's fine. We'll
How tall are you, Danny?
5'10", 6 foot on Tinder.
Okay.
I think you're taller than that.
I'm like 5'11", I guess.
So you definitely got reach on him, regardless. That's
Yeah.
where I'm getting.
See,
at this.
everybody always says that. No one knows. He doesn't know how to use that reach any better than
Mike
I.
Tyson didn't need reach.
He was 5'10" in the heavyweight division.
Where it said connect. All I need doesn't. I
What does
just have
that
to
mean?
connect.
Like
A jab?
connect on a jab, like with his little limp wrist. Or are we talking like?
Yeah, that would. That is
connecting?
what it would mean.
How? What was Tyson's?
I thought he was like 5'9",
5'10", like 220, I think.
5'10". Yeah. He fought Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, how tall is he? 6'6".
And Lennox Lewis fucked him up.
Yeah, but he still fought him.
Tyson just quit in that fight, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that
he
the
was,
fight? He
uh,
was just like, I'm done.
He was fucking him up, bad.
Yeah, I would love to get some boxing gloves and fight Danny.
So you don't want to do rough and rowdy, but you will do a
'cause
video of us fighting on camera. What's
yeah,
the
that
difference?
doesn't make a lot of sense.
Why does it make?
Because
No,
it's the same
like,
shit.
Yeah. If it's,
Fine, I'll do rough and rowdy. Fine, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Against Danny, yes.
All right.
All right. But I also want to give him an opportunity to back out of that.
No.
Who else is
with
on
a
your
fight
fight
beforehand. Smitty.
Why
Smitty's so
Smitty?
much because Smitty is a doofus.
Yeah, but you love Smitty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't.
I'd rather
fight.
Yeah.
There's not really many people.
What
out
if we
there.
find a Yankee fan?
Marty.
Could be Marty. That'd
We've
be
already
great.
talked about that. No. I'm not fighting Marty.
No, just like a random Yankee fan. Like one of the like.
Why don't we find
we teleport like the greasy
SIU Edwardsville
greasy
fan for stolen
But this
valor.
is different. I don't like fight with people constantly. Like,
I've gotten in one fight in the last 15 years, and it was
online.
Like, no,
that's what I'm saying.
That's not what I'm.
That's my
we're
point.
Talking about hand-to-hand combat.
Gut punch for gut punch.
That doesn't count.
That's
either.
not a fight.
No, that's just boys being boys. I wanted so hard to use that Shane Gillis quote that Greer had the other day for the Northwestern thing.
Yeah, glad you didn't do that.
Yeah, I wanted to. I thought it would have been kind of funny, you know.
Not the right timing.
Yeah, not the right timing.
No.
7-Eleven, Dave, are you getting a Slurpee today?
Yeah, of course I am.
You are?
Yeah.
What flavor?
I like to mix and match. Is this
oh,
an
you
ad?
would. No. It's not an ad.
Okay, I was...
7-Eleven, new sponsor.
No.
Well,
I don't know if I've ever had one. I don't think I have.
I don't.
Really?
Least shocking thing I've ever
I
heard.
don't put that shit into my body.
It's a temple.
It's a temple.
That's like
Only burritos.
That's the Jamba Juice label. My body's the temple.
Jamba juice. Let's let that one slide.
Are you?
That was like the most normal mispronunciation he's ever had, though. Jamba.
You would be a fucking. Just pull the nozzle 4 times and get a shit brown.
Jungle
You know,
juice.
why? I got a question. Why do you always try to ask me leading questions?
I asked you what kind of Slurpee you'd get, and you said you mix and match all of them.
No.
Why is that leading?
Trying to get me to coax me into fighting in Rough and Rowdy. Oh, what about this guy? What about that guy? Why don't you fight in Rough and Rowdy, Ed?
Dave, you always do this. You said I would fight all 3 of you 3-on-1. You brought up fighting, so naturally I'm going to bring up the promotion that we have here. Naturally, because you called Danny out, you said you'd laugh at him. I think Danny personally.
Where did that conversation
I think
start?
Danny could give you a good fight personally. So that's why
I want to prove it right now.
That's why I asked.
Let's do it.
Let's
So
do
that's
it.
why natural, and then you get this. You get the Spidey sense, and you're like, this motherfucker. Why don't you fight SIU Edwardsville? And you get angry over it. I asked you because you brought up fighting.
I call Eddie in my
I
corner.
didn't bring
just
up
to
the
piss you
fighting.
off.
Yes, you did.
In response
Exactly.
to in
You
response
did.
to what, Ed?
You said you would fight us if you saw us in the pink
Yes.
hats.
Yeah.
You said you would fight us if you saw us in the pink hats at US Cellular
I said
Field.
that I would have bitched at you. That's not what I said.
Roll the tape.
Keep thinking. Keep thinking.
No, you
Roll the
said you
tape.
would fight all 3 of us.
Roll
on
the
one.
tape.
Can anyone in this room corroborate that?
It started with, here's how I would approach fighting each one of you 3. First, starting off with Danny, and then we
You were
haven't
talking
gotten
about
off
fighting
that.
before that.
No, I'm just saying we haven't gotten off of you starting with Danny. So next up would be what? Like, that's how this started.
We left off on me. We
Yeah,
haven't
but you're
had
saying
these
there's
two
something
yet.
before
I just wanted
that.
to make fun of
There's
Danny.
nothing before that. That was it. You brought up fighting. So naturally, like I said, you dismissed Danny like he was a fucking rodent. He was a
He is.
roadkill fucking armadillo on the side of the road. So I was like, oh,
We
all
get
right. I was like, I think I'm defending you. I think you could give Dave a good fight. So if Dave's going to talk fighting, let's expand
you
on the
think?
conversation.
I think Danny would have a hard time in that fight.
Let's see. There's only one way to prove it.
Yeah.
I'm offering a way to prove it as we speak on camera.
I'd rather do it for money and rough and rowdy.
Which is fair.
That's not fair.
Why
That's,
not?
That's,
Like money?
That's a cop out.
No, it's not.
No, it's
I
not.
think it absolutely is.
Why?
Because he knows that the chances of that happen are slim to none, so he can just
I
use
don't think
that.
there's
All right.
something
If it doesn't happen, then we'll do whatever you want.
Okay, fine. Deal.
Me and Dave are fighting. You heard it here first. Physically fighting.
I don't like this.
Why not?
I think it'll linger. I think no.
No.
All right.
Dave lets things go.
I would like get it all out. Like we'd be good after. I think me and Dave would
Maybe.
be best friends after that.
You're saying I'm a grudge guy, Tom?
No, I think were you saying it would linger after the fight, or the fight happening
I think there
would linger?
I
like
think
this
that-
idea is going to linger.
No, I think there would
Yeah,
be
you're
like
right.
yeah.
We verbally fight all the time.
Right.
So look how that's going for us.
Yeah,
Right.
swimmingly, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, good luck.
I would. One thing that bothers me, 3 1-minute rounds. Like, I need
not
to
enough.
set them up a little bit and everything. It might be enough. I would hope it'd be enough for me. If not, then I should just turn in my man card because Danny over there.
Save these files
Okay.
for old takes exposed.
All right.
We'll get a sanction.
What do you weigh?
What is
$180.
Yeah.
All right. So you got.
How tall are you?
I got you by
How tall are you?
5, 8, 9 pounds.
Okay.
what would be the ideal rounds and time?
More leading questions from Ed.
You said it
I'm
would
joking. I'm joking.
You're usually not.
No, I would.
You're usually not.
I would like. What's typical? Well, rounds are 3 minutes, right? In boxing, it's 3. Or is it 2? 3. 3 minutes. I would like 3-minute rounds.
That's a long round.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We could leave it off there. We will end there
Call
for
the
a
fight
for a
promoters.
fight that will never happen. So,
Me and Dave are just gonna meet up in an alley one day, no cameras.
maybe the last day in this office, we'll move. The couches will be out of there, and we could just get them some sock and boppers and let them go to work.
I'll have Spider be
I
wrapped.
used to concuss my brother with sock and boppers and the Q-tip looking things from American Gladiators. Yeah, we got those one year, and then I would just.
Have you ever done one of those?
They're dangerous. I did them at
like,
Warrenville Fair. They used to have them every year.
Well, they
like
put you in a goalie mask.
They didn't do that for us.
Oh, really?
No.
I did one before. And they put you in a goalie mask, and every time you get smoked, your helmet like nails your collarbone, and that's almost more uncomfortable than getting the fucking head.
Yeah, you'd rather just use your dome.
Yeah. Exactly. All right then, Dave. You got a lot off your chest today. I'm happy you did. Anything else from anybody?
Why are you asking me about things on my chest, Ed?
We had Northwestern, White Sox.
That was leading. I'm
fighting
sorry.
Danny.
That was leading. All right, we'll be back on Thursday. It'll be just pre-recorded, but like I said, Peter Skoronsky, Will Levis will be joining us
from Nashville.
And interview with Lockdown in Nashville.
Wish Pete could have came on prior
Stool
to all
scenes
this
this week with all the Nashville stuff.
Yeah, stool scenes this week with all the Nashville stuff.
I honky-tonked.
Yes.
Very hard, and you'll get a first-hand glimpse of that. And please go subscribe to us on YouTube.
There we go. Thank you, Dave. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Thanks.